welcome back, and I think this is the part everybody's been waiting for. We're gonna lift it, finally. I got it running and driving okay-ish. Let's start by taking some measurements. We're gonna see where we're at now. We'll measure it after we lift it, but let me give you a general idea of what's gonna happen here. So, in the back here, we are going to, obviously lift it up with the springs, but we're also going to cut the fender, I don't know, let's say about there, in that general area. It's going to have to come pretty close to the door when you measure the tires, because they're pretty big. Don't mind all the junk over there. Yeah, so what you'll see is under here, I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can get under there without. But there is a leaf spring that goes from there to there. And there's a leaf spring mount right up there. And basically, you can see the bolts. We are going to undo it, put a 2x2 square tubing in there, lift it up 2 inches. Then we're just gonna hope that we can align around everything, which I'm hoping that we can. The front is gonna be a little different. So the flare is gonna be a little harder to cut in here because the fender comes in so much. I don't want it to look goofy. I know, God forbid, right? So the front, I'm not sure if I can show you right now, but basically it's the same idea. And then right up under here, there's some mounts. So we're gonna put some square tubing under there, and then can't really see it from right now. We'll get better videos of it later. But we're gonna put the leaf springs actually like push down on the lower control arm. So we're gonna put a little bit of spacer there as well to lift it up, and then again hope like hell that we can align around it. I've got somebody willing to do their best on aligning it. No promises. That's better than I can hope for. So let's see how tall it is now. All right, let's just check to the bottom of the rocker. We'll go to the pinch weld. I'd say we've got 6.5, 6 3/8. I mean 6 5/8. Yep. 6 5/8. And the front, it's closer to 6.5, so it must sit a little bit lower in the front. 6 3/8. So we've got like 22 3/4 from what I can see here. This car is so stiff, it's kind of funny. I'm jacking it up probably from the wrong spot, but like this whole car is being lifted up almost on. I've literally almost got 3 tires off the ground right now. All right, we got the Corvette up in the air permanently now, because once it gets lifted, it's gonna always be up in the air. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start in the rear, because I think the rear is gonna be the easiest. Oh, if you'll see, Corvette has a leaf spring, fiberglass leaf spring that goes from the left to the right, transverse, kind of like a Ford Model A. Now, so you can tighten these bolts up, which will, in effect, effectively tighten the spring up and make it ride higher. Most people get longer bolts to lower the car that way. I feel like that's going to mess with the spring rate, and it's probably not going to be enough for 33s. I mean, come on. We're going 33s. So what we're going to do, this is probably a little less conventional, and you don't really see this happen. Here's where your leaf spring mounts. Right up here. So in my mind, let's take down the bolts holding the leaf spring up, and let's put in a lift block. Yeah. So for a lift block, I've got a piece of 2-inch square tubing, 1/4-inch wall. I think that'll be strong enough. And hopefully it doesn't lift it too much. Whoops. Oh look, I got a spare tire. Wonder how this comes off. Oh no. Well, that was bad. That was nasty. There you go. Oh, no way. Alright, it's an 8mm, but I'll take it. Alright, maybe it's a little crappy. Alright, so there, spare tire is down. Next thing, gonna be a little more room to play. Let's see about getting it out of there. Ugh, this is nasty. Oh, this tire is so shot. How do I throw it away? Oh. Anybody want a free Corvette spare? Ugh. Okay. Get that crap out of there. Better look here. Unbolt this. Shove piece of metal here. Lower it down. Should make everything taller. So I can't really stress this enough. I have no idea what I'm doing. So this is all trial and error. I had one guy tell me he did that and it worked, but I don't think we're gonna be doing it the same way. Everything's rusty under here. Why the heck is my Corvette rusty? God damn it. All right, so let's see, let's mess around, see what happens when we take these bolts out. I'm not quite sure if I should take some pressure off the spring somehow. I mean, everything's hanging down right now, so one thing's definite. I'm gonna spray some PB Blaster in here because I gotta get, you know, we're gonna have to get the camber out of this once it's adjusted. I'm sure the wheels will be tipping out at the top. All right, let's see what we can do. Okay, magic is starting to happen. We're gonna take this off. This is pretty important in our journey of lifting a frickin' Corvette. I mean, one thing is I'm getting under here, I'm looking around. I'm definitely not ruining a good car. You know, for the people that think I'm ruining something, this car is not that great. I mean, if when I sell it, you're a prospective buyer, don't pay attention to any of that. It's awesome, it's the best car ever. But anyway, so we got this small bolt in the back and then this taller one in the front. So far, The spring is not trying to murder me, which is good. Seems like it stays up there, which is not that good because I gotta figure out how to put a block up there now. I thought it was just gonna kind of fall out. There's some pads in there. Oh, there's some more like studs in here to hold it in place. Yeah, we won't have any of that when we're done. It's just gonna be, I'll probably will try to do it as good as I can. I'm gonna have to get longer bolts and probably extend this as well. Maybe another piece of tube or something just to give it some type of rigidity. You see here, this one is aluminum, but I believe one of the ears is steel. So maybe I'll try to find a steel one. Let's see how this side wants to come off. This was a little rougher. I'm a little worried because this is the side that's now holding everything together. So for those of you who think you can't have a rusty Corvette, you are wrong, my friends. Wrong. If you guys don't have ratcheting wrenches like this, they are great. I'm gonna probably have to figure out something different with the exhaust too. So, oh darn, side pipes or side exit or something. I might just cut them and oh yeah, maybe I'll just put them right in front of the wheels. That'd be kind of cool. That would be cool and inexpensive because it's less pipe. All right, so as of now, this isn't really got anything holding it in. Oh, of course it's gonna bind up on me last second. So I guess it's like a magic trick, like nothing holds it up. Come on. Come on. When you're lifting your Corvette, leave the back bolt in. It's a pain in the ass. I'm just trying not to like lose my fingers. Almost did that this weekend as it was. Okay. Here we have it. The spring is now out. Or not out, but loose. And we're going to try to put a block in there. I don't know if it's just stuck. It might just be stuck. I'm kind of, maybe instead of the pry bar, I'll just go and step on the wheels, the brakes from the side, see if that'll break it loose, because then at least I'm not underneath it when everything happens. So I ended up having to unbolt these bolts that go through the leaf springs and taking the leaf spring out completely, as you'll see. When I put them back on, to get a little extra lift, I use these misalignment spacers from my truck, perfect size, to in essence shorten the bolt. I could have gotten shorter bolts or whatever, but this was more freer, and I like more freer. So, yeah. All right, so here's the leaf spring out of the car, and this is the lift block I'm going to use. Now, you'll see there are little rubber circles, like dowels almost, that pop up. So I am going to drill some holes in this way too much needed 1/4 inch wall square tube, but I need to figure out where to drill the holes. So I could measure, I could do all sorts of stuff, or I can just do paint. I just put a little paint. I want that to show up where I put a little too much here, but this will show me exactly where to put it. So you just got to make sure you put it down exactly where you want it. Now I'm going to be right back because I don't want to screw this up. Alright, so now when I lift this up, the paint should be where I want it. I'm going to drill them slightly oversized anyway. It doesn't have to be a super tight fit, it's more of a locating thing. There we go. So now I will put these in the press and we'll drill some holes. Alright, so we're going to get this all set up so we can drill the holes. You know, I know it's the Dakarvette, but we still want it to be right. And I don't want to hear people saying they can't do this, they don't have all the fancy tools I have. I got this drill press for $100 off Facebook Marketplace. You can get one too. It's not that big of a deal. So, and it even came with this awesome vise that I'm going to get set up just right. So, let's drill. So we've got the cuts. There we go. Perfect. So, you know, it's like gonna hold everything in place. I'm not sure how important it really is, but GM thought it was important enough to do it. So, and now let's just double check our second set of holes. Everything looks dead on. So let's go drill those. All right. I'm just gonna put some paint on it so it doesn't rust. When I point out to people how I lifted it, they'll see it. And I think you guys know the color. Oregano. Oh, it is the worst color I've got. But it's free because I already got it. I think this is gonna become a channel favorite. I'm gonna paint everything oregano. Just like my hamper. Or I think it's the hamper we didn't even end up using. You get a little paint in there. You know, you paint it until it starts dripping. That way you know you got good coverage. Bam. Alright, I got some done under the car. I got the lift block in. I'm about to show you. I'm a little hungry, so I got some leftover pizza. It's really hot out here, so I'm just gonna let the Corvette cook it while I show you the underneath here. So let's see. All right, I do have to, I'm waiting on two bolts. My local store didn't have M10 5.5 long. Imagine that. But you see the lift block is in there. I've got the bolts back on. I think once I put it down, everything should kind of stay in place for now. I'm not gonna move it or anything, but I'm pretty excited to see how tall the back of the car is now. It's definitely going to be taller than it's supposed to be. I mean, you can see the shocks aren't even close to the shock mounts. So I guess I got to figure that out too. So a few more minutes, my pizza will be ready, and then I'll move forward with taking the car down. What did I do? Oh my. I mean, I know the front's still up in the air, but look at this. Oof. All right. Well, it's on the ground, and I really want to get a tire on, but I can't try to put a wheel on until we cut it because the tire's that big, it doesn't fit in the wheel well. I went with some 285 70 17s for the rear, which is, it's a 33. It's probably too big. All right, I got the liner out of the way. Took the wheel off for just a second, but it's gonna go back on. Probably gonna cut more, but we're just gonna cut right now to fit the wheel on. Fiberglass, so this is probably smart. I don't really want this stuff in my eyes and my lungs. So here we go. Well, that's that. All right, so we're gonna cut some of this side, marking it with the pieces I cut off of the other side to make it like pretty much the same. I was using a cutting wheel yesterday. It wasn't working so great, so I had like a little scroll saw, but it broke. So I went off to good old Harbor Freight, got me the McGraw. It's probably an upgrade from my POS McGraw. Does that remind everybody of that cop? There was a dog when we were kids. It was McGraw, the cop. I think he fought drugs. I don't know. Now he's making saws. It's pretty crazy stuff. So anyway, let's cut. Oh yeah, a lot better, more precise. This is probably how the professionals cut their Corvettes apart to make them into lifted off-road Corvettes. Yeah. Oh. Goes quick. Alright, maybe it's too easy. Oh, it's important to always look behind. Make sure you're not cutting off anything important, like fuel lines or something. It was so much easier than the way I did it yesterday. And I'll trim it up to make it a little better and move like unimportant stuff like that out of the way. So I'm sure you can see in this picture, the camera's off a little bit. So I need to get the bottom out at least enough to get it to the alignment shop so they can get it more better. So let's crank out those cam bolts. There's some cam bolts in here. Hopefully I can get it all with these cam bolts here. Otherwise I gotta mess with the upper ball joints. I don't know why it has upper ball joints, but it does. Not something I'm used to. So they're kind of in the middle. So let's see how much we can get out of these. Now by moving this cam bolt, and it's a cam bolt because it's off-centered, right? So as it spins, it's going to rotate how far this control arm goes in and out. So if we push the bolt all the way out, it should be all the camber it has. And maybe you can watch the wheels actually moving out while I do it. It'll be enough. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Might be enough camber. We'll find out once it goes in for alignment. So I had to find some longer shocks, and I was able to find online resources that showed like extended length and compressed length and the ends, and I ended up landing on a set of, this is a 2-wheel drive Explorer front shock. Works perfect, rides great. So sometimes you gotta get creative unless you want to spend gobs of money. These were pretty cheap, and they're Monroe or Gabriel or something pretty basic, but works for me. All right, so the back is lifted up in the air. See the big meats are on. Pretty good. You might notice the exhaust is missing. If you look at my other videos, you can see what happened there. Appreciate you following. Keep watching. I'm going to do the front, and then once I do the video about the front, I'm going to go ahead and do a walk around, just kind of show everything. There's some things that I've maybe made more better, as I like to say. You know, like the mounts. I added some steel tubing so that they're not just kind of hanging out there. Everything's nice and secure now. Just kind of upgrading things as we go. So so keep watching. It only gets better from here. This thing is a blast to drive. I do have the front lifted right now, so I should be able to do the next video pretty quick. Way better than a regular Corvette. Sorry, Corvette guys. It's just drives way better than it did before. So much better. So that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.